Today, we're diving into some fascinating research with a pretty bold title: Money Can Buy Me Love. The whole idea here is that when someone you care about needs a quick emotional boost, a small gift might actually work better than a long talk. Now, I know that goes against everything we think we're supposed to do, so let's get right into it. Okay, so just picture this for a second. Your friend sends you a text. They totally bombed a test, or they got in a fight, or just had a terrible day at work. They're feeling pretty low. What's your first instinct? Like, what's the very first thing you think of doing to help them out? For most of us, right, the answer just pops into our heads. I've got to call them, or I need to text them and talk this through. A supportive conversation feels like the gold standard. It's our go-to move in the social support playbook. It's just what you do. But here's the twist. What if I told you that all that time you spend finding the perfect words to say isn't actually the best way to help in that moment? What if something as simple as sending their favorite candy bar could do a better job of cheering them up? It sounds kind of weird, I know, but the science here is surprisingly convincing. So let's actually look at the proof. Researchers put these two classic forms of support, a talk versus a gift, head to head. And, well, the results were definitely not what most people would predict. And get this wasn't just some one-off fluke. They ran seven different studies to make sure this was a real thing. One of them even had friends supporting each other in real time in a lab. So yeah, this finding is solid. And here's the big reveal. This chart shows how much better people felt after getting support. And as you can see, the bar for small gift is way higher. It's not even close. Study after study, people who got a small, thoughtful gift just felt better, and they felt better faster than people who only had a supportive chat. So what do we actually mean when we say emotional recovery? Well, in this research, it's super specific. It means there was a measurable drop in negative stuff like sadness and anxiety, and at the same time, a real increase in positive feelings. We're talking about a tangible, noticeable shift in someone's mood. This all leads to one huge question. Why? I mean, why would a little physical item be more powerful than a heart-to-heart conversation? Well, the secret seems to be hiding in the psychology of sacrifice. So what's really going on here? It all comes down to perception. A conversation, it feels like a two-way street. Both people are involved, and let's be honest, the person giving support often gets to feel good about themselves for helping. But a gift? That's a one-way street. It's seen as being entirely receiver-focused. And this is the chain reaction the researchers found. It's brilliant. First, the gift is given. Because it feels so focused on the person receiving it, it's seen as a bigger sacrifice from the person who gave it. And that feeling of sacrifice is what screams, "I really, really care about you," which leads directly to them feeling better. This quote from the study just nails it. The key isn't just the action itself, but how that action is perceived. The feeling that someone went out of their way and gave something up just for you, that's what carries all the emotional weight. The gift is just the physical proof of that sacrifice. But hold on, that feeling of being cared for isn't even the whole story. Turns out, there's a second, equally powerful reason that these little gifts pack such a punch. So we basically got two different highways to feeling better. First, there's that signal of love, the part that's all about sacrifice and showing you're thoughtful. But then there's a whole other route, the simple, enjoyable experience of getting the gift itself, which is all about surprise and distraction. And as this chart shows, both are definitely important. But just look at the size of that slice for surprise and distraction. Think about it. A gift often comes out of the blue. It breaks the pattern of feeling sad and moping. It provides a little jolt of positive distraction that can instantly boost someone's mood in a way a conversation might not. Okay, so before you run off and start ordering things for all your friends, there is one very, very critical catch. The power of a gift isn't magic. It all hinges on one little thing: your intention. This slide shows you exactly why that matters so much. The researchers compared what happens when support is intentional, like you send flowers on purpose, versus when it's unintentional, like if the flowers got delivered to the wrong person by accident. Look at the numbers. An intentional gift gives a massive 2.64 emotional boost. But when it's an accident, that boost drops all the way to 1.15, which is barely better than a conversation. So here's the bottom line. It's not the chocolate bar that's doing all the work. It's the message behind the chocolate bar. The gift is just a vehicle, a way to communicate that you care and that you made a sacrifice. If that intention isn't there, it's just a thing, and its power to help just evaporates. So, what do we do with all this information? How can we take these insights and actually use them to be better friends and partners? Let's talk about upgrading our support toolkit. Now, the main takeaway here is not to stop talking to your friends. Of course not. Conversations are absolutely crucial for healthy relationships. But for that instant, in the moment comfort when someone's down, a small gift is a surprisingly powerful tool that we probably don't use enough. The goal is just to show you care through an action that's all about them. So next time, maybe along with offering a call, think about sending a coffee or a snack or some flowers. You're not just sending an object, you're sending a signal. So it seems like maybe the Beatles were only half right. This research makes a really strong case that while money can't buy you that deep, lasting love, sometimes a small, thoughtful purchase really is the best support that money can buy. So the question is, what's in your support toolkit right now? And is it maybe time for an upgrade?